All right, possibly the 11th most important day of my life.
Okay, doesn't look like Jump Force. That's a plus already.
All right,
At least they showed in game.
they showed, man, they could have showed nothing. Joe, let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you what a big deal this is. I need to paint the picture for you. It's like 2004 or something. I don't know. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, one of the greatest, well, among the better, like the up there in terms of at the time it was considered the best Dragon Ball game. Budokai 3. Um, it's a Tekken-like 2D arena fighter sort of, but like it's a Tekken-like, and like it's one of the better Dragon Ball games. And then Tenkaichi happens. Budokai Tenkaichi happens. It got sort of weird reception initially because like it was the first time they had attempted to make a full-blown like arena ass fighter where it's just you in a big ass area, and they tried to make the game feel like a Dragon Ball fight or Dragon Ball Z fight, I should say, because like GT existed, but like Dragon Ball Z was still like the new hottest. So it was like their first attempt to trying to make like, hey, you can like zip around North City, buildings are destructible, you're not restricted to a 2D arena or anything. You can like lose track of your opponent for all we care. Like, fuck, it's Dragon Ball Z as you truly imagined it.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Game.
but obviously it has its own, it had hitches because it was the first time, of course. Weird shit. I don't even remember a lot of it. It was weird. I liked it. I appreciated it for the attempt. It didn't beat Budokai 3 though. It was just like, man, if they just gave this a couple more tries, this could be like the greatest Dragon Ball experience ever. A couple tries later, it became the greatest Dragon Ball experience ever. Tenkaichi 3 is still arguably the best Dragon Ball game in existence. And like many have hovered around it, but it's like, man, these games are great, but it's not Tenkaichi 3. It just isn't. Like Xenoverse, like fantastic game, it's just not Tenkaichi 3. It's just, man, fuck. And we've had like spiritual successor games.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're the kind of spiritual successor games which are like, this game is obviously a sequel to the Tenkaichi series, but like it just has this funk to it, like this, not the good funk, just like a, we're trying to transition this into the next gen. It's just that weird unnatural feeling when it's like we're trying to emulate something from the PS2 into the PS3. Because the PS3 was within itself a strange era for video games in general. Like, I don't know. Things didn't feel right. They were trying to go for not like realism, but just more realistic in the context of Dragon Ball, which isn't even Dragon Ball to begin with. I don't know how to make sense of that, but it's just like Raging Blast was basically the sequel to the Tenkaichi series. And while those games weren't bad, once again, it just wasn't the same. And for the longest time, we joked about, like, they should make a Tenkaichi 4. And the reason why they should call it Tenkaichi 4 is that it should specifically not be Raging Blast 3. We don't need a Raging Blast 3. We need them to really bunker down on what makes Tenkaichi 3, and make a sequel to that game instead of making a sequel to Raging Blast, which, even though was technically an attempt to make another Tenkaichi game, but just next gen, just didn't hit the same. And they could have very easily just said Raging Blast 3. It made the most sense for them to do that. But no, they're going for Tenkaichi 4, which in itself is a statement. That's like confidence right there. That they're even... It's almost like, instead of PSO2 New Gen, that we actually got PSO3. Like, they were like, fuck it, we're doing it. the third Phantasy Star Online. And you don't even get to carry over data. This is it. You're starting over, motherfucker. We don't care. Because you're gonna drop PSO2 and you're gonna play this game because it's how good it's gonna be. And you know it. This is gonna be the game of your fucking dreams. Is essentially what they're saying.
I mean, that picture you painted sounds pretty damn nice. Not gonna lie.
Is it gonna actually happen? I don't know, but like, I feel like that's the only way it could. Like, if they had the balls to do this in the first place, like, they must be hella confident. This could have been Xenoverse 3, really. Like, Xenoverse was almost kind of like a follow-up to Raging Blast as well, but they decided to go on a Monster Hunter route. They have a versus mode. Like, a versus mode exists on that game, and that roster, like, the roster of Xenoverse, destroys Tenkaichi 3, like, several times over. But, like, nah, they didn't do that. Tenkaichi 4. Huh. That's the crazy thing about this trailer. They didn't even do one of those, like, oh, we're going to show you, like, the history of the Tenkaichi series from the first one all the way up. Like, no, this is Tenkaichi 3 specifically.
Here you go. We finally made the next version.
Fuck Ultimate Tenkaichi, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. Fuck Raging Blast 2, Battle of Z, Xenoverse 2, all the other shit that we made in between this bullshit. No. We're finally gonna do it. The goal is to top Tenkaichi 3 once and for all. They didn't even need a trailer. They could have just said this. Well, okay, never mind. They could have...
Look, it's nice.
It's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a great year. It's 2024. Or 2025. Who knows?
No, back to card games.
I have another reason to live past 2024. It feels nice. There was a time where it's like I was like, all right, I just need to survive life until Kingdom Hearts 3, and then after that I'm just done. I'm just checking out after that. But no, there's a lot of things have been sustaining me. Weldon's with You 2 out of nowhere. Bayonetta 3 finally came out.
That game?
Yeah, I've been playing it off stream.
Okay.